Be honest, you're probably still paying for a few apps you don't even watch anymore. When you think about it, the line between wasting money and getting real value is just knowing what's actually worth your time. So in this video, we are breaking down the 7 real levels of streaming apps in the United States.
From the weakest ones to the platform that still dominates everything.
If this helped you out, consider subscribing to Thinking to Quantum, leaving a like, and commenting where you're watching from. Okay, let's jump in.
Level 1 is where most people are losing money without even realizing it. These are platforms like Starz, AMC+, and smaller Prime Video add-on channels that are still active in the US and fully legal, but they depend heavily on 1 or 2 flagship shows to justify their existence. You subscribe for a specific title, you watch it, and then the app slowly disappears from your routine without you consciously deciding to stop using it. The value here is not zero, and that is exactly why they are dangerous. Starz, for example, rotates recognizable movies and maintains some original series, while AMC Plus brings together content from IFC, Sundance Now, and BBC America. For someone interested in those specific catalogs, the experience can actually feel premium for a short period of time. But the weakness is consistency. These platforms rarely create a daily or weekly habit. Once your initial interest fades, you no longer have a reason to open them, and that is where the subscription becomes passive. You are no longer paying for usage, you are paying for access you are not using. From a strategic perspective, Level 1 apps should never be permanent subscriptions. Level 2 introduces platforms that are undeniably high quality, but still struggle to justify long-term subscriptions. Apple TV Plus and Paramount Plus are perfect examples of this category in the US. These services offer strong production value, recognizable content, and a clean user experience, but they do not maintain enough volume or frequency to keep users engaged every week. Apple TV Plus has built a reputation around premium storytelling, with visually impressive shows and carefully produced originals. Paramount Plus brings value through its connection to CBS, live sports in some plans, and legacy content from major franchises. On paper, both platforms are strong and completely legitimate options. However, the issue appears after you finish what initially attracted you. Once the main shows are done, the platform becomes quiet. You open it less frequently, and eventually, it becomes something you check occasionally instead of something you rely on daily. And in streaming, frequency is everything. The real value of Level 2 apps is in timing. These platforms are ideal for targeted subscriptions. You join when there is something specific you want, consume it efficiently, and leave. Keeping them active year-round rarely makes sense unless you are consistently engaged with new releases. Level 3 is where streaming becomes highly personal. Platforms like Crunchyroll, BritBox, and Acorn TV are not built for everyone, but for the right audience, they are extremely powerful. These services are focused, specialized, and designed for viewers who already know exactly what they want. Crunchyroll dominates the anime space in the US, offering a deep and constantly updated library that makes it essential for fans of the genre. BritBox and Acorn TV focus on British and international series, attracting audiences that value a very specific style of storytelling. The strength here is relevance. If the content matches your interest, these platforms can easily become your most used apps. They provide consistency within their niche and often deliver more satisfaction than broader services for those audiences. The limitation is versatility. Outside of their core audience, these apps lose value quickly. They are not designed for casual browsing or general entertainment, which is why they sit in the middle of the hierarchy. They are powerful, but only in the right context. Level 4 is where free streaming starts to become genuinely useful. Platforms like Plex and the Roku channel are fully available in the US and offer a mix of live TV and on-demand content without requiring any subscription. This alone makes them extremely attractive for users looking to reduce costs. Plex has evolved from a media server into a legitimate streaming platform, offering free movies, live channels, and a growing content library. The Roku channel provides a similar experience, especially for users already integrated into the Roku ecosystem. The value here is accessibility. You install the app, and within minutes, you're watching something without entering payment details or committing to anything. This removes a major barrier that paid platforms still rely on. However, the experience can feel inconsistent. Sometimes you find something great immediately, and other times the discovery process takes longer than expected. This unpredictability prevents these apps from becoming the primary choice for most viewers, but they are still essential in a smart streaming setup. Level 5 is where free platforms start competing directly with paid services. Tubi, Pluto TV are leading this category in the US, and they have significantly improved the perception of free streaming over the past few years. Tubi offers a massive on-demand catalog that continues to expand, including recognizable titles and curated categories that make discovery easier. Pluto TV delivers a cable-like experience with hundreds of live channels. What makes these platforms powerful is simplicity. You open the app and start watching almost instantly. There is no subscription, no commitment, and no pressure. This creates a frictionless experience that many users now prefer over traditional streaming models. The limitation is still content recency and exclusivity. While these platforms have improved significantly, they do not consistently offer the newest releases. Even so, for a completely free experience, the value they deliver is surprisingly high and continues to grow. Level 6 represents the core of modern streaming. Hulu, Disney+, and Max are major players in the US and define what most people expect from a streaming service today. These platforms combine strong catalogs, recognizable brands, and consistent content updates. Hulu stands out for its connection to current TV shows and fast availability of episodes. Disney+ dominates through its major franchises and family-friendly content. Max delivers premium productions and a strong reputation for high-quality storytelling. The strength of Level 6 is balance. These platforms offer both volume and relevance, giving users a reason to return regularly. They are not occasional tools, they are part of the weekly viewing routine for millions of households. But even here, strategy matters. Keeping all of them active at the same time is rarely necessary. The most efficient approach is rotation. You subscribe based on what you want to watch, consume it, and then switch. This keeps costs under control while maintaining access to high-quality content. Level 7 is where everything comes together. Netflix remains the dominant platform in the US not because it always has the best content, but because it delivers the most consistent experience. It is simple, fast, and designed to remove friction completely. Netflix excels in usability. You open the app, and within seconds, you are already watching something. The recommendation system, interface, and content flow are optimized to keep you engaged without effort. It also maintains a balance between original productions and licensed content, ensuring that there is always something new or familiar available. This consistency is what keeps users coming back, even with increasing competition. In the end, Level 7 is not about perfection, it is about reliability. Netflix remains the default choice because it understands how people actually watch content. And in a world full of options, the easiest platform to use often becomes the most valuable.
Let me ask you something. How many of these apps are you paying for right now, and how many do you honestly use? Because once you understand these levels, it becomes much easier to cut what you don't need and focus on what really delivers value. If you want to keep watching more while spending less, subscribe to Thinking to Quantum, because that is exactly what we do here.